Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ramyashri MG, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College, Kumta. We'll discuss BCom 5th semester's Accounting Theory, Unit 5 Accounting Standards, Part 2 Benefits, Limitations and Classification of Accounting Standards. In Part 1, we discussed meaning, needs and objectives of accounting standards. This part includes benefits, limitations and classification of accounting standards. The benefits of accounting standards to the users. Accounting standards helps the users for decision making. Users are proprietors, creditors, debenture holders, investors, banks and financial institutions. It helps the users to know the clear picture of the accounting standards of different companies of the globe in true and fair view of their financial positions. It is an effective communicative tool to various parties, for example, shareholders. Benefits of accounting standards to the government. It helps the government to assess the revenue and tax position of the country and collect tax revenue. It helps the government to chalk out the plans of the country like 5-year plans. Benefits of accounting standards to the management. Reduction in variations. Accounting standards reduce to a reasonable extent or eliminate altogether confusing variations in the accounting treatments used for the purpose financial statements. Disclosure beyond that required by law. There are certain areas where important information is not statutorily required to be disclosed. Standards may call for disclosure beyond that required by law. Facilities for comparison. Application of accounting standards facilitate comparison of financial statements of companies situated in different parts of the world and also of different companies situated in the same country. Benefits of accounting standards to trade associations. For example, Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It helps them to make effective plans and direct the government for better action to accelerate the growth of industry and commerce. Further, limitations of accounting standards. Restriction in choice of alternative treatments. Alternative solutions to certain accounting problems may have arguments to recommend them. A standard which insists on a particular solution may be unduly restrictive. Therefore, the choice between different alternative accounting treatment may become difficult. Rigidity. There may be a trend towards rigidity in applying the accounting standards. Accounting standards cannot override the statute. The standards are required to be framed within the ambit of prevailing the statutes. Next discussion on classification of accounting standards. Accounting standards may be classified by their subject matter and by how they are enforced. First one, according to subject matter standards. Second one, accounting standards may be based upon their method of preparation and enforcement. According to subject matter, standards may be classified as disclosure standards, presentation standards, content standards. Disclosure standards are such standards with the minimum uniform rules for external reporting. They require only an explicit disclosure of accounting methods used and assumptions made in preparing financial statements. Presentation standards. They specify the form and type of accounting information to be presented. They may specify that certain financial statements be presented, for example, a fund flow statement, or that items be presented in particular order in financial statements. Content standards. These standards specify the accounting information which is to be published. There are three aspects to such standards: disclosure, specific, and conceptually. Disclosure content standards, which specify only the categories of information to be disclosed. Specific construct standards, which specify how specific items should be reported in accounts. For example, a standard which specifies that finance leases be capitalized and disclosed in balance sheet. Conceptually based standards which specify the accounting treatment of items based upon a coherent and complete framework of accounting. Second classification. Accounting standards may be based upon their method of preparation and enforcement. Under that, evolutionary and voluntary compliance standards, privately set standards, governmental standards. Evolutionary and voluntary compliance standards are involved as best practices and represent the conventional approach to accounting. As such, their general acceptability implies voluntary compliance by individual companies. Privately set standards. Privately set standards in that private accountancy bodies may formulate standards and devise means for their enforcement. Other bodies such as trade associations or stock exchanges may set accounting standards for companies as a condition of membership or listing. Enforcement powers are thus more readily available. Governmental standards. These standards may be laws relating to company accounting practices and disclosure, as in the case of the Indian Companies Act, or tax rules defining taxable profit. Alternatively, government departments or agencies may regulate accounting practices for certain industries. It is significant to note that the above two classifications are complementary and not competitive. At the end, accounting standards have been introduced with the objectives to standardize accounting practices, as this will help in comparing the financial statements of different entities falling in the same industry to which such accounting standards are applicable. This discussion covered benefits, limitations, and classification of accounting standards. These are the references, and thank you for patience listening.